Jazz age living, whole fashion sipping, pizzazz ain't missing, got the fat cats kissing lips. Bring the old.
I'm gonna, I can't help myself. I have to. Welcome to Sunday Punch Sports, episode 5. I can't help myself because the Chicago Bears, I had all these notes of, oh, look, great job. The Chicago Bears are now down. It's 34-30, and I'm gonna live podcast the last drive because, man, I was so relaxed this whole game, and in true Bears fashion, they have completely given everything up. I didn't even have time to shut off my dryer before this, but now it's off. So hopefully you didn't hear any of that before. Wow, this is one of those teams where I've seen it throughout my whole life. This is one of those teams that is constantly just. With Mitch, it just feels like it's destined to happen like this. Okay, last drive. I have zero confidence in Mitchell Trubisky to do anything but turn the ball over here. I'm calling a turnover. Here you go. He hikes it. Nice pass to David Montgomery, who gets 15. They had a great plan. It's not Mitch's fault. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in. Let's go from the back. Let's go from the end of this game towards the start of the game. Let's go Memento style. Okay, this is one of those movies that goes from the back, from the end of the movie till the start of the movie. How about that? Let's do it differently. Everybody else's podcast is, hey, okay, let's break down this game first quarter. Not this one. Not Sunday Punch. I break it down from the fourth quarter and I work backwards. The defense gives up a touchdown to Marvin Jones before the 2-minute warning. That's not helping out Mitch. When you have Mitch as your quarterback, you can't do that as a defense. And the announcers jinxed us right before. They said, a bad defense. I'm going to get back to this point. Mitch is going, throws it to Cole, who stays on his feet, but only for a yard. The announcers said a good defense doesn't have two back-to-back bad games, and the Bears are a good defense. You can see it here today, folks. And immediately, Stafford goes all the way down the field, throws it to Marvin Jones for a touchdown. Okay. David Montgomery, first down. Just keep dumping it. If they're going to give it to you, keep dumping it. You got one timeout. They've already worked their way down. They're at the 30 now. They're at the Lions 30. Come on, Mitch. One time. Give it to me one time, Mitchell. Okay, he throws it to Cole for 5 yards. I don't understand that play, but okay. He's nervous. He doesn't have the killer instinct. Let's hurry it up here, Matt. What? You didn't have a play call? In that giant Denny's menu of a play call you have? Okay, here we go. Oh, nope. Nothing. 3rd and 5, 22 seconds. The Bears are on the 25. If you have Aaron Rodgers as a guaranteed touchdown right now, why did I just bring him up? It was to Mooney, and it was he had to give him a back shoulder. It wasn't an Aaron Rodgers back shoulder. It was a Mitchell Trubisky back shoulder throw, folks. So it was about 5 feet off. I don't know how the Bears are down by 4 points right now. Oh, let's go. Get the first. Allen Robinson caught the ball and somehow they were giving him the first down. Allen Robinson caught the ball on 3rd and 5. He goes and he just runs out of bounds. Get the first. No wonder they're not going to pay you. 16 seconds, 4th and 1, classic Bears. Let's see what Matt Nagy draws up on this one. I'm sure it's going to be brilliant. He ran it. He ran the ball. They didn't get it. They ran the ball and he didn't get it. Why would you run the ball? He didn't get it. I don't think he got it. Wow. That was the play call? It's because you have zero trust in your quarterback. That's what happened here. I'm yelling again. When you have zero trust in your quarterback, you run it with 16 seconds on 4th and 1. Out of the shotgun, you run it, too. He loves the shotgun run, Matt Nagy. Wearing a visor. Did we get the first? No. Didn't get the first. Got stopped. Loss for the Bears. You can't challenge it. That's a loss. Wow, that was brutal. In my young Bear fandom of only 4 years, that was extreme. That was a brutal game. I'm just sitting here in disbelief because I don't know. Can you challenge that? No. Matt Nagy is wearing a visor in Chicago. It was just snowing outside. These teams deserve each other. You have two gimmick coaches. Every Bears player is on the sideline in disbelief. How are you in disbelief? They do this every freaking week. This should have been a cakewalk. It was a cakewalk until the 4th quarter. Wow. I'm just sitting here in disbelief. I mean, I was completely calm and normal for 3.5 quarters. Okay, let's work backwards. We're going Memento style on this one. We're going from the end of the movie to the beginning of the movie. It all started when the defense, up 30-20, allowed the Lions to waltz down the field, allowed Marvin Jones Jr. to get a touchdown before the 2-minute warning. Booth review. What are they reviewing? You can't overturn it once he places it. What a deflating end of the season loss. That ended the entire season for the Bears. Wow. I'm just waiting for the review. I'm hoping for a miracle. There's not going to be a miracle. There never is. What was that play call? Why are you wearing a visor? Get this fool out of here. Get this fool out of here. Call stands. Game, set, match. Lions win in Chicago. We were completely controlling the game. Now let's go Memento style. I've been previewing this Memento style from the beginning of the podcast. Marvin Jones Jr., I've covered it. He caught it before the 2-minute warning. Then Mitch gets it back. I'm thinking, oh boy, here we go. The best case scenario in that, I wasn't even thinking about first downs. I wasn't even thinking about ending the game. I knew he couldn't do that. I was just thinking to myself, for the love of God, run it 3 times and punt it away. Maybe our defense can hold them to a field goal and we can get to overtime. That's where I'm at as a Bears fan. That's what I'm planning for. But of course, Mitch couldn't even do that. Mitch went all Mitch. 3rd down, has the ball stripped from him. Of course, I've seen it multiple times throughout his career. He loves keeping teams in the game. So then you're thinking, okay. No, I knew they were going to score a touchdown after that. I knew the game, as soon as Mitch fumbled it, the game was over. What are you expecting Mitch to go down the field? He's never done that. He's not that quarterback. You know how I know he's not that quarterback? Because Matt Visor Nagy just handed the ball off on 4th and 1. Congratulations, sir. Hang up the visor. Head coaching duties aren't for you anymore. You lost play calling duties? Now give us your visor, sir. That's your badge. If you're a police officer, that's your badge. Give me your visor, sir, in 30-degree Chicago, wearing a visor. Let's keep working backwards. Let's get to a happier time in the game. I'll go backwards in my notebook here. Let's another great play in the game. 3rd and 13. Of course, they give it up to Marvin Jones again. Marvin Jones is the star child in this game. Good job, son. You get 2 stars in my book. After that 3rd and 13 to Marvin Jones, they throw a bomb to Cephas. These are the plays that losing teams make. Keep rewinding. Is there ever going to be a happy part of this game? Is there a happy part at the beginning of this movie? Started off just like the beginning, man. Second half Okay, we're going backwards. Second half starts off just like the beginning. Mohamed Sanu sighting. Wide open. They called the exact same play. He's over the middle. The defense suddenly does get a stop. And then it was off to the races for the Bears. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't. Because the Bears can't score in the 3rd quarter. That's all on head coach. You go into halftime, you're doing a good job. Suddenly, the 3rd quarter comes around, and there was no adjustments. You've scored 7 points in the 3rd quarter all year. Congratulations. So nothing in the 3rd again. Let's wait till the 4th. Finally got Cole the ball, didn't we? For a touchdown. But then the defense can't do anything. They allow Marvin Jones before the 2-minute warning. Fantastic. I'm so done. This is going to be a clean 25-minute show because I'm done. We're at minute 13. I'm calling it at 25. I got to pack up. I got to get ready for work tomorrow. I actually prepare for my job, Matt. I don't have to wear a goddamn visor to feel good about myself and have a gimmick. You know who just got fired who had a gimmick? The Detroit Lions head coach, Patricia. You and him were made for each other. One has a pencil in his ear, you have a visor. Great job. You should meet for a beer. You should have a beer together and talk about how you came up with your gimmicks. Were you both watching Bill Belichick and his hoodie? Did you both see it and think, oh, I know Matt Patricia definitely saw it. Go talk about how your first names are Matt and you both have gimmicks. Hey, your name's Matt? You have a gimmick too? We're best buds. Bill Belichick doesn't have a gimmick. Bill Belichick just wears a hoodie because it was laying around. He didn't think about it. He didn't think, I'm going to have a visor. Matt Nagy should be fired tomorrow, losing to the Lions. Freaking Lions. You want to hear a Lion stat? I'm going too high. I'm yelling again. I was told not to yell by my editor. Look at me, not listening. You want to hear a Lions stat? Matt, this is the team you lost to. The Lions have one postseason win since 1958. It was in 1991. You should have lost to them twice this year. If it wasn't for one running back drop ball, who was that? That was Swift. If it wasn't for Swift dropping that touchdown ball, you would have lost to the Lions twice this year. You got lucky in the first one, and now you've lost to the Lions in Chicago while wearing a visor in 30-degree weather. Let's keep going backwards. Second half. I already talked about it. Nothing in the third quarter. Started it off just like the beginning. Mohamed Sanu sighting. Who knew he was still playing? First quarter. Great job. Let's give some props to the terrible defense at the defense is terrible. But I'll tell you what they did. I was writing down positive notes. And then we get to the end page and I should just scribble all over it. I should just rip all the pages out. The defense was good in the first half. They stopped him on a third down. Great stop. On fourth down, great stop. That's what I want to see all game. It doesn't matter anymore. The season's over. I don't care about the schedule. You'd have to win out, and you're not beating Green Bay. You can't even beat the Lions. Let's get another cat loss. You gonna lose to the Jags too, Matt? I hope you're not even around to see another cat. Bill Lazor finally using David and Patterson together. It looked good. Let's keep doing that. What's the point? We lost to the Lions. We should have lost twice to the Lions. Mitch looked good until... Mitch actually looked good until you have to count on the guy. What happens to these quarterbacks? I've seen it time and time again. Patrick Mahomes doesn't get nervous. You just get nervous. It's so pathetic. It's pitiful to watch. Prepare, and then you don't get nervous. You keep preparing. You over-prepare, and then you won't be nervous. Mitch doesn't have the capacity. But up until the point where you needed him, he was actually doing pretty well. He was getting everybody the ball. He even got Javon Wims the ball. The guy who liked a tweet saying, Chicago is where receivers go to die. He liked that tweet. He even got that guy a ball. Adrian Peterson nightmares. That's what I was having we're in the first quarter. Adrian Peterson gets a touchdown. He's running out there. I'm having flashbacks to Minnesota years. And then guess who scores the go-ahead touchdown? All day AP. That's who does it. And then he spikes the ball like a man. On our turf. And he did it. And we had Akeem Hicks. No excuses this week. We had Akeem Hicks. He scored in the first quarter like a man. He scored in the fourth quarter like a man. Where were you, Akeem? Jeez Louise. And can we fix the Bears camera angle? I have to watch the entire game like an optical illusion. It's at like a 45-degree angle. I don't know if David Montgomery got 2 yards, if he got 10 yards. Did he score a touchdown? I don't know. There's an optical illusion camera. We've got a fun mirror broadcasting the game. Fantastic. I hope you enjoy the show. There's 45-degree angle. We're going to hand it off from the shotgun every time. And from this 45-degree angle, you can't tell whether he got 2 or 6 yards. Have fun watching this game. Let's get to something good. Okay? Well, we're finally at the beginning of the game. And all of the players are wearing a nice what's it called? My Cause, My Cleats. That was nice to see. Some good charities. I even saw Goodwill on one guy's cleats. Yeah, I'm talking about Goodwill. My mom loves Goodwill. I've been to Goodwill more times than you can even imagine. So let's give some props to Goodwill. Every time I wanted a shirt, my mom would take me to Goodwill. All my friends are wearing American Eagle back in grade school and in the beginning of high school before it wasn't cool. I had to go searching for American Eagle at Goodwill. But I'm getting off track. I do like Goodwill. And you should donate your old clothes to Goodwill. So people like me, so young children like me can go in there and try and find an American Eagle among the refuse. We're at 21 minutes. I promised a clean 25, and I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Bears, 30th in passing yards, 29th in rushing, 32nd last in the NFL on third downs. And you thought when Marvin Jones got that touchdown, Bears fans, you thought, hey, if we get a first down, we end the game. We'll force them to use timeouts. We'll get a first down and end the game. Yeah, okay. With a team last place on third down conversions. Another great Matt Nagy stat. Where'd you learn that, Andy Reid? Sure, Andy didn't teach that to you. You were too busy finding a visor, sir. Instead of working on your third down plays. I'll tell you what, we should just take the ball every time. I don't care. We shouldn't defer at the beginning of games. Cordarrelle Patterson had a great spark immediately. And when we scored that field goal first, that was the first time we led since October 18th that we've led first. But Matt Nagy loves putting us behind the goddamn gun. David Montgomery actually had some vision today. What's the format of this show? Going backwards? Highlights. Loved the double running back. Loved David Montgomery. Loved Cordarrelle Patterson as the double running back. Cordarrelle had the shift. David Montgomery had the toughness. It worked out well. Bill Lazor had a great game plan up until the second half. Third quarter, can't score in the third quarter. Why would you want to? Why would you want to step on their throat and actually win a game when you can fumble it and give it away? Audio editor's going to have a tough time on this podcast. I have other games to watch. I actually have a fantasy football team. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and watch my other games. Try and win a fantasy football game and feel good about myself. There's your Bears reaction. Awesome play calling, Matt. Awesome job, Mitch. All you had to do was not turn it over in our red zone. That's all you had to do. Take a sack. Punt it away. You never know. Doesn't matter. Good teams. You win the Super Bowl or you don't. And good teams make third downs. And good teams get the ball back after a score like that on Marvin Jones. And they get a couple first downs and they end the game. We're not a good team. So we don't deserve it. And we're not going to the Super Bowl anyway. I used the Giants reference. How foolish was that? Hey, you never know. I said, you never know. The Giants got in at 9-7, and then they got a miracle and then beat the Patriots. Yeah, the Bears could do that. No, they can't. It never happens. That happens once in 100 years. The Bears are not a good team. They lost to the Lions. Congrats, Lions fans. Congrats to Iceberg. Me and Sean's friend, Iceberg. I'm not going to use his real name. I don't know if he wants to be on this podcast. I'd love to get Iceberg's reaction to this one, Sean. Let's get him on. Finally, the Lions win a game. Guy's been a Lions fan. He hasn't seen a postseason win since 1991, but now he saw one versus the Bears in Chicago. I'll leave you on one note. Fire Matt Nagy. Fire him tomorrow. He doesn't know what he's doing. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice fella. He can't coach a football team. He's not a head coach. Put him in a coordinator position on this NFL carousel where you're not good enough for your job, but hey, stick around. We'll still pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stick around, Matt. Make sure you bring your visor with you. I'm done. I have a fantasy team. I'm done.
Ba, 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 ba,